Oh, we're live? Oh, shit. Butter.
Surprise.
Oh, all right. Oh. Okay. So, welcome and good evening, everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat if I'm coming through loud and clear. And tonight, of course, we have the beautiful, the lovely, the ever crazy Camilla T.
Yeah,
Thorne.
we sound good.
Well, T. Camilla Thorne.
We sound good.
Good. I'm going to swallow a couple of those pills that will kill you if you eat them. Will they actually get you, or will it just be like, oh, I got to go to the hospital or something?
What pills are you talking about?
My Advils.
Oh, your Advils.
I better not say anything. Anyway, welcome and hello, everybody. It's DH Thorne and Camilla coming at you live on this beautiful Thursday. I figured we'd both be on because next week there's a good chance we won't be on at all. Yep. There's a chance we will be. I may bring some stuff along and maybe we'll stream from the road, but we'll see. But we're going to be busy next week. On the other hand, we are also going to, well, there's two things. Technically, I don't know, should we tell them about what happened 16 years ago tomorrow?
I don't know. You think it's a good idea?
I don't care. It's up to you.
I mean, we shared this last year around this time too.
Did we?
So, yeah. So, I guess we might as well spill the beans.
Yeah. We got married pretty much tomorrow, 16 years ago.
16 years ago.
Yeah. So you guys will be getting to witness us probably just before we hang up for the night. We'll probably scream at each other happy anniversary, and as we turn the stream off, we'll run into the living room, collide together as just like two lovers in the night.
It'll be better than New Year's Eve.
Better than New Year's Eve, that's right.
And,
you know,
it's been almost 21 years that we've been together, period.
That's true. Yeah. Isn't that weird? I don't know how we did it.
Hey, what the hell?
You know, lots of fights, you know.
I mean, relationships are work. You evolve as people, and then you have to evolve together, and things happen. It's normal. If you don't fight, if people tell you that they don't fight in their relationship, they are fucking lying, okay?
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I say that to our kid. I say, if anybody tells you that, they're fucking lying, because everybody fights.
We did save it for a year. We saved the wedding cake. Raquel Kelly saying you guys are supposed to save your wedding cake. We did freeze it, and I think we ate it a year later, didn't we?
We did. We took one bite because the strawberries were already rotten when we put it away that night.
Yeah.
The night of our wedding, we put it in our freezer. Our wedding was outdoors, and
it was a medieval style. It was like a Renaissance fantasy wedding, too.
Yeah, it was. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, we still got pictures.
Backyard. But the strawberries decided to go rancid that day, and they were already tasting funky by the time we had it that night. Like, nail polish remover, okay? So, yeah, we didn't touch the strawberries a year later.
Yep. I'm going to brighten myself up a little bit here. I seem a little dim.
Word to the wise. Don't get fruit.
I mean, you know.
Not for outdoors in the fall weather, even.
You can invite a fruit, just, you know, give it, make sure it's fresh.
Not in a cake.
Yeah, not in a cake. Well, I mean, they could pop out of the cake if you're into that kind of stuff. Anyway, guys, so tonight we're going to be doing something a little different. And we are going to actually be transitioning over to Rumble for the second half of this stream in approximately an hour. It may give or take a little bit. You know, nothing's perfect. I got the stream ready to go over there. I have not yet signed up or paid for dual streaming, which I can technically do. So technically I could stream to both, and I probably will. But I want to wait till I get a little bit more of a following on Rumble to make it worth it, because...
Was that like a simulcast?
Yeah, you have to pay the streaming software. It's something like $15 a month or something, which isn't a lot.
That's not bad.
You know, it kind of cuts into my bottom line here. I'm not making a lot doing this anymore because it's the world's gone crazy. But you know, it's one of those things where I do want to do it because I want to transition more to Rumble because I'm really fucking sick of YouTube censorship.
And honestly, just for that alone, I could see wanting to pay them some money to try to keep it that way.
Well, that's not Rumble that it's Streamlabs that I use that I'd be paying for that. Rumble, they take a cut just like YouTube does if I get any. So if you guys want to help out the Rumble thing, go, feel free to give me a little bit of cheddar over there. I don't know if I'm signed up to get super chats or whatever they're called over there yet. I'll have to look into that. But the Rumble stream for Siege's question is already pinned. It's the pinned comment by me. So, and Nina the Mystic also just did it. And I think Nina's also got a channel over there. I seem to recall her mentioning. So make sure you guys check that out too.
I saw that earlier in the chat. She mentioned that. Yeah.
I haven't really been following my Rumble chat yet too much because I wasn't sure if I was going to be getting a lot of people joining it. And I just looked at it today and I noticed a whole bunch of comments. So thank you guys for joining. I will start. I figure so long as I've got like 50, 100 dedicated people watching me over there, it's worth it for me to make a focus on it. But I really want you guys, if you guys are my friends and fans, even if you're a fucking hater, I don't care, share my Rumble everywhere, because I want to get a little bit more. I want to be the number one guy in this style of content over there. The closest one would be like Stick, Sex, and Hammer because he's already there, but he doesn't really do much in the way of magic and spirituality over there. He's mostly politics and shit like that with a little bit of spirituality, mostly practical stuff like grimoires and stuff. So I'd like to be one of the bigger ones. And Nina's there, so she's doing well. Hopefully she's got a big following. But I'd like to be in the running over there. So yeah, don't use your real name on anything, Raquel. Never don't on social media. You should be behind a mask unless there's absolutely a requirement to be real name. I will not use my real name on social media. Do not do it. Please, 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 please don't do it. It's for your own good. It's one thing if you're like some kind of a major celebrity and you got guards around your house and everything. Don't do it if you're just a regular person. There's no reason to use your real name. Like growing up in the 90s, the idea, I remember like, sorry, honey, I know you had something was it, but to me, it's like whack that people even meet each other on the internet, because when I was growing up, it was like, that was a big no-no, was like, never meet anyone from the internet, And meanwhile, I married someone I met on the internet.
Hey, it worked out pretty damn good for 16 years.
And yeah, I'm on BitChute and everything, so, but I don't really like BitChute. BitChute's okay, but it's a little too ghetto for me. Like, I use it, but it's also a troll factory over there. It's like, unless your content, like mine isn't too bad, but on other people I watch, it's like every other comment is "da Jews" or something, and it's like, it's like, it's so obvious that the powers that be are trying to make everyone avoid that thing with that, but it's not working on Rumble. Rumble's just cleaning up. So everything they just did to Russell Brand and what they're doing to everybody else is just driving everybody reasonable to Rumble at least. So, it's really a pain in my ass. Okay. We'll talk about, so the idea here is this on the YouTube side of the stream, we're going to talk about the kind of stuff that YouTube doesn't get mad at. So we're not gonna talk about anything to do with controversial things that YouTube gets nasty about, okay? As far as we're concerned, in the first hour of these live streams, Joe Biden won. You need to take every booster they ever made. You need to be a perfect little law-abiding fuckface forever. And then, once we go to the hour over on Rumble, the gloves come off. I'll even be able to say some stuff that I normally wouldn't even say on YouTube. Not because Rumble is completely free. They still have terms of service, and there's a lot of things I wouldn't say. I'm not a dirtbag. I'm not a racist. I'm not a bigot or something. But there's definitely some things I could talk about, and I might talk about more freely if all I had to worry about was just haters being mad. Because that doesn't bother me as much as worrying about actually getting canceled, especially with the amount of time, money, and effort I've put into this over the last 3 or 4 years. So hopefully on the other channel, I'll be a little bit more, I don't know, myself, we'll say. So, yeah. Raquel Kelly, Camilla, I like your elegant mug to drink from. It's a nice one.
This mug, I'm so happy I found it.
Which one is that? That's the blue one.
My big blue one that I thought I accidentally threw out when I was going through the cabinets throwing out random cups.
Well, what about the Y-Files one?
That I have up there still, of course.
We got to bring out some joke mugs for
This
the next
is
one.
my big 30-ounce cup, though. That's smaller. This one holds a lot more.
Yeah, that's how you definitely stay awake all night.
Yeah, because I was up since 5 because things have been stressing me out, so I can't sleep in the morning.
Oh, my beautiful wife. You'd never know. Let's go through the comments here. Raquel Kelly says, good evening, super wonderful DH, super stylish Camilla. Yes, infernal blessings for all. Nina the Mystic, of course, is here with the blue wrench.
Absolutely.
Atropa says, hey, hey. Atropa, I just texted you on Discord. I don't know if you saw it. I didn't see if you replied yet because I'm not touching my phone for the rest of the night. But if you did, I hope whenever you're ready, you just let me know when to release that thing and I'll release it and we'll get you whatever help people want to give.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever we can do to help, you know, because you've been a valued friend of our channel and our community, and we really want to help you out, you know, with what you're going through, and hopefully everything will be okay. And I'm sure a lot of other people, you know, will be happy to throw you a couple bucks, buy a coffee or whatever, just to get you through. CJ Anger says, hello. With any luck, we'll be hanging out with CJ again by the end of the month. We're really looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
So one way or the other, bro, like, because, I mean, I think I just texted you too. I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know. I'm kind of stupid. There is a ferry that might make it a little bit easier, but it might cost you a few bucks. So, and we don't, if you're having issues with your car, I don't know if you want to take a trip like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it. I don't want to say either way. I don't want to put you in a weird spot. So whatever you want to do. Gar says, all right, a tailgate party from YouTube to Rumble. That's always the way to go now, I think, because, you know, we got this idea from several other content creators that do that. And I think it's time that everybody with any kind of, look, I'm left-hand path. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person or don't have a conscience or don't have a sense of ethics or right and wrong. I don't believe in objective morality per se. But objective morality means like universal morality, like the universe says. And that, you know, for the divine is totally free. There is nothing to hurt, so to speak. And it's like a great big sadomasochistic orgy of entertainment for the divine. And you are that. So, you know, if it wasn't for the ignorance of mortality, we wouldn't have these problems, right? But anyway, the point is, down here on this level, we do have right and wrong, at least on a, if nothing else, a societal level, but you should have some sense of, you know, ethics. But, you know, one of the problems we have as a society today is, well, it's been the same problem forever, is people being manipulated by changing the rules of what's right or wrong, by making various things. And maybe we'll talk about that more on the Rumble side of things, because that's getting into things that YouTube probably wouldn't like. But anyway, let's keep reading these comments. Let's see.
We did get a super chat from a Jason.
Oh, okay. Let me get that real fast.
Dallas.
He gave us a blushing kissy girl with bubblegum hair. Thank you, brother.
And this is your number one.
We still got to have a meeting either. I guess we'll try to do it when we get back. Hopefully I'm not shot from the trip that we're going on, but we'll try to hang out to do our next class probably right after I get back, soon after. So let's see. Now, let's see. Ninurta's here. What's up, Ninurta? T2AV says, that scared me. I'm not sure what happened, but something happened. Christian's here. Christian Heinekainian. I'm always going to say that wrong, just so you know, Christian. He says, is this stream the season finale before Thorne's break? Then I guess we go to Rumble, to the Rumble arc. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to, like, let's treat this like comic books or something. And this is the end of one storyline, and we're going to start opening up another one.
The question is, what kind of break are we talking about? Is it like a break temporarily? Is it a sanity break? We got to elaborate here.
Yeah, we'll see. It depends. Like I said, there's a chance we'll stream next week, but it's a very low one. Raquel Kelly says, I have a question for Camilla. This is a good question for Camilla. Camilla, when did you first start practicing magic, if that's okay to ask? Thank you.
Oh, God, when was that?
Well, would you count before the ritual you and I did 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or?
No, because the stuff I did as a teenager was just stupid, and I don't really count it. It was insignificant, it didn't last long, and it fizzled.
Yeah.
It was the stupid things that you find on the internet, like, How to appear to have different hair color or eye color to strangers. Yes, your parents will know that you still have the same color, but strangers won't. You know, shit like that.
I mean, let me be honest with you guys for a minute, okay? It's not that truly miraculous and supernatural things are not possible and don't happen. They absolutely fucking do. But 99% of the things that you see that people say magic is capable of are, let's say it don't work that way. If someone's saying to you that there's a spell that you can do that will make your eyes change color and your hair change color, like you'll wake up tomorrow a different person. I want to be careful how I say this, because there is a way that that can happen, but there is nothing that causes it to happen. The tradition of magic that, especially in the next, I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish this, because that's, Christian will be happy with this because he knows I'm going to be doing like a rebrand and all this kind of thing. The thing that I am formulating, that I have now proven to myself works, and I've seen Reddit post after Reddit post of similar types of people doing similar, but to far less, we'll say, philosophically grounded ways, is lighting a few candles and saying a few words over it doesn't cause reality to conform to your will. What is happening is the individual conscious, I don't say the individual consciousness because there's only the divine consciousness, but the individualized psyche, okay, what you would call your personal soul, the Atman, if you will, that can shift into a different manifestation, a different simulacrum, a different, from our perspective, a different part of the multiverse. Because you have to understand that this appearance of change in reality is illusory. The divine does not change. The divine is eternal the way it is. And the reality that you see is a reflection of that divinity. It is an idealized reflection. Think of it like this. If you close your eyes and try to imagine who and what you are, you get a mental image of yourself, right? Maybe you'll picture yourself, you'll picture your body, you'll think about your life, you'll think about your name, what you're into as your hobbies. This mental image is like a universe, a microcosmic universe, but a universe all the same. And you can travel anywhere in that little microcosmic universe. You can go to when you were a child, you can go to yesterday, you can go to how you're a great, I don't know, martial artist, or you're good at baking cakes. You can think about what it's like to be you. Okay? Now imagine you're the infinite divine. You are the Brahman. You are Ein Sof. You are Yahweh, the Tetragrammaton. You are the source, and the source is infinite. In fact, it is beyond infinite. It's paradoxically everything and nothing at the same time. There is nothing that it is and nothing that it is not. And if that is true, then what would the divine's image of itself be like? Think about that for a moment. What would the divine's, the divine is the infinite essence of everything. The divine is all there is and nothing at the same time. So what would that infinite being, this eternal being, what would its image of itself be like? A multiverse, at least the way we would envision it. But it would be more than a multiverse. It would be more than all multiverse, anything. And it would be less at the same time. So the divine, in knowing itself, idealizes itself. And an entire, infinite, endless, eternal multiverse just as an image. And in that image, remember what I said before, how you can kind of go around and explore yourself, explore your identity, explore your past, who you think you are? Now imagine that you can not only do that, but you also have something like alternative personalities. You have multiple personality disorder. You can become infinite numbers of people within that imaginary self. You can manifest any reality and live it. That is very close to what's really going on. Very close. Yes, it's maybe a fanciful way to describe it, but something like that. Remember, you can't actually know what the divine is or is like. You cannot actually know. When I say actually know, I mean in the intellectualized sense. You can know in the Gnostic sense. Where do you think this stuff comes from? But you can't know in the, it's bigger than a bread box, smaller than a car kind of way. You can't know in the square root of the hypotenuse, times pi. You can't know it that way. But you can know it in the same way that you know that you exist. If anyone could argue you out of existence, that would be absurd. Imagine someone saying that consciousness is an illusion. You're not conscious. That's just in your mind. There's no such thing as consciousness. How the fuck could you be aware of anything if you weren't conscious, right? You don't exist at all. Wait a minute, but I know that I exist. I'm able to ask the question, so I exist. In the same way that you can know that, you can know what I'm telling you. There's a way to know it without doubt. It's not faith. It's not belief. No one could ever argue you out of what I'm trying to tell you if you come to the same Gnostic understanding. It doesn't go away. It can be refined. Your ideas about it can change. You can have a refined model. Of course you can. That's what science does. That's what certain forms of philosophy do. They come up with better models to describe what they know, to describe their experiences. But the ultimate, the divine, whatever your word for that is, God, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Reality is an idea in that mind, and you are ultimately that being experiencing the equivalent of dissociative identity disorder, exploring your own identity as a dream, and everyone around you is part of that dream. Everything around you, every living thing, even things you can't see or imagine, disembodied beings, the whole works, gods, angels, the whole fucking works. On some level, somewhere in that dream happen. They exist as dreams, but they do exist. Materiality, physicality is an illusion. That doesn't mean the rules of that aren't appropriate, because a dream can have rules. I don't know if you've ever noticed. Some of the same rules that apply to your waking life can happen in a dream. If you jump off a cliff in a dream, what happens? You fall. Unless, in that dream, you've decided that jumping doesn't cause you to fall. You see? But you don't have to plan for it. You just go, maybe I shouldn't fall. Yep, I'm not falling. So, there is no magic spell that causes anything, just like there is no action in a dream that causes anything. When you have a dream tonight, if someone is threatening you, you don't have to pull out a gun and shoot them to make them go away. You can literally they go away. You don't have to do anything. There is no rule of cause and effect in a dream. In fact, you're not doing anything right now. You are traveling, you are localizing, you are shifting through the mind, through the mental image of the divine. It's like someone reading a book. This is what I've been trying to tell you guys for years, and I'm only finally now getting the language that I needed to be able to explain this better. So what are rituals? What are spells? What's Dumbo's feather? What is walking to the sink and getting a drink of water rather than just materializing over there? What is jumping off a cliff in a dream versus just appearing at the bottom of the cliff? What is shooting the bad guy in the dream versus just making them disappear? Do you get it? You don't have to, but you are psychically isolated from your total realization of self. You are your psyche, your soul, if you will, your individualized soul. It's not really separate from the whole. You just think it is through certain kinds of ignorance. That psyche, that soul, that's attuned psychically, it's not vibrating like an antenna or something, guys. That's a metaphor. It's a valid metaphor, but it's just a metaphor. You're attuned to the metaphor of a vibration, a frequency, a paradigm of natural laws, expectations, and it's all subconscious. It's not something you can consciously dictate to yourself. You can influence it. They play off each other. Your conscious thoughts and actions absolutely have correspondence to subconscious. But believe it or not, the subconscious is ultimately what really is in control. The superficial consciousness, really all that does is act sort of like an emergency uh-oh button. It sort of has veto power. It's sort of like a microscope zoomed in on an amoeba. It's sort of like your eye looking in that microscope, picking stuff out, but ultimately you're controlling the slide, you're controlling the microscope subconsciously. You're controlling where that microscope is looking on a subconscious level. So what does magic do? Let's go over, and I don't want to give you too much of the whole show, because this is all some heavy shit. But magic and sorcery give you a way of transcending your psychic limitation psychologically. The idea that you're shoving energy around by visualizing it, that's a Dumbo feather. It's an effective one. Because just like it's really hard for you to just teleport to the sink and have a drink, you have to go through the steps. We all have to go through some kind of an action. We all have to do something. This is why in Become the Maelstrom, I said you need a physical act, you need a mental act, you need a psychic act or soul act. You need something on all three levels of existence. So magic gives you a way to do something, anything. This is why you can do a spell just by twisting a ring around your finger and visualizing energy. That's all you have. That's why prayer can work. That's why offerings to spirits work. You're not actually changing the world. That's a very egocentric way of looking at things. It's not compatible with the non-dual, metaphysical, mystical realization. It's not compatible because the divine does not change. So you cannot change anything. What you change is not something objective. You're changing a perspective. You're shifting to a different part of the dream, of the infinite dream. And your magic is a way to do that. Your spells, your rituals, your prayers, your visualizations, your law of attraction. And it's seamless. And from our perspective, it's going to feel like you did it. It's going to feel like you caused it. And that's part of the game. That's part of... Listen, when you play a video game, does it bother you to know that nothing you do matters? No. You enjoy the shit out of that game anyway, right, Camilla? Isn't that like one of your favorite things? Does it bother you to know that there's no Cal Kestis and no, what's her name that he's in love with, and it doesn't matter whether you save her or not? None of this matters.
None of it.
It's all a dream. But it does matter in the psychic sense. It doesn't matter in a physical way. This is part of the illusion that society has foisted upon you. It's the lie of materialism, the lie of physicality. Everything is psychic, everything. Everything is mental, everything is ideal. Everything is an idea in the mind of the divine, and you are, not you, the thing that is hearing me, not the person, the thing that hears me now, the consciousness that hears my words right now. You decide, you shape the dream. You are the dreamer of the dream. You get to dream anything you want. Not you, Bill, Bob, Sally, Ninurta, Gar. You are a puppet on the end of that long string. But you, the consciousness, the soul, you get to go anywhere in the multiverse. And you've chosen to be here right now for whatever reason. This is the secret of all metaphysical traditions, all of them. At the end of the rainbow, every one of them points you to something, maybe not word for word the same. There's differences, to be sure. It's like the 5 blind men and the elephant. Each one is seeing the truth, but in its own way, in a different way. So the Advaitin, the Hermeticist, the Neoplatonist, the Kabbalist, all of them see the same elephant, and they all see truth, and they all have a way of describing it, and they're all right in their own way, and so am I. But they're all saying something similar if you read, if you study, if you truly meditate, if you truly do what's required to transcend the illusion. They're all saying the same thing. This is why not all the same magic works for everyone, because it's not the ritual. The ritual doesn't do it. It's all, magic is not a scientific technology. That's a modern perversion of the ancient wisdom. The true magic is psychological. Actually, it's psycho-spiritual. It's not psychophysical, because physicality is an illusion. Every single, look in your fucking, listen to me, anybody who's doubting me, look in every single tradition. Every single one tells you the material world is an inferior shadow. It's less real than the ideal. Every single one of them tells you it is the final emanation, manifestation, revelation. It's the outermost delusion. And yet, all of you, I'm not saying without exception, I'm saying all of you as the general public, because materialism has so infiltrated everything that we think about, we apply that materialistic delusion to everything, including magic. And so people say, well, you've got to push energy into this crystal. You've got to get your bellows going, do your Kundalini shit. Okay, now pump it through the, and it's like you, no. That's a stepping stone, like walking to the sink and getting a drink. It's fine to do that. But if you really believe that that's what's happening, you're locked into that very limiting paradigm. Meanwhile, it is possible to quite literally blink mandala effect style into any timeline you might want. But it can't just be what you, the person, wants. The soul has to want it. The soul has not want it, but will it. The soul has to will it. Consciousness has to will it. So magic is a psychological Dumbo's feather. It gives you a way to bridge the gap between what you believe and know is possible and what is truly possible, which is anything. Now, knowing this doesn't mean that you suddenly have the golden key that opens every lock. Because who has this key? The egoistic self. Egoistic self is just a babbling brook. It's the sound of a babbling brook. It's not the brook itself. It's not the actual brook. It's evidence of it. It is something that is noisy. It's something that consciousness is watching. But unless consciousness is ready to actually do it, and when I say do it, I have to say the word do it because I don't have a word for it. But it's not actually something it does. When consciousness is ready to shift It does. In fact, it's shifting right now, every moment. Have you ever had a surreal experience where reality just changed? All of a sudden, something you thought was true is not anymore? What if, at least once in a while, not all the time, because if anything is possible, that means it's possible to be wrong, right? Well, what if sometimes some of the reason you're wrong is because you literally remember a different reality?
Real quick.
Yeah.
I never answered the question.
Oh, Camilla, I'm sorry, sweetie.
It's okay.
I am such a piece of duty.
No,
I'm just gonna, here, I'm muting myself.
no, I'm just vibing with you. Don't do that hand motion.
Which one?
I'm not gonna repeat it. Turn your microphone back on. Well, anyway.
Thank you, God, for the $10.
What's that?
I said thank you, Gar, for the $10. This is why I'm a piece of crap, guys. I am, and it's not because I don't care. I just have ADD. I forget shit. I'm time blind. I'm fucking context blind. I am so sorry.
It's okay. You're all good. I mean, you have ADD. I have OCD. I have a hard time focusing on anything else at times until I get one thing done, and that's what took up my entire last month. I haven't done anything magic-wise in the past month because of next week. Well, anyway, so to answer the question about how long I've been into this, probably about 6 years now, minus the stupid 13-year-old shit. What? What? No.
Keep talking. No,
I don't know what else to say.
You know how bad I feel? Guys, you don't understand. There's a background to this because for the last week, she's been so sweet. She'll ask me, could you hang up a towel? And I'll be like, sure, of course, no problem. I might groan a little because, come on, guys, you know how it is. But, I'm like, yeah, of course, no problem. And then a day goes by.
The towel's
still there. What was the other one? Honey, could you get me that piece of paper that fell on the printer? Yeah, of course. I'll go and pass in a second.
I was printing things and it fell off the top of it, and I was like, oh, I'll get that after I extricate myself from under my keyboard on the couch and wrapped up in blankets and everything. And you come out of the bathroom, oh, could you just pick up that paper? And you were sidetracked with I think it was the snake, which is right next to it.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. That's what I mean. It's
the bulbs kept blowing out, and so we were trying to troubleshoot that, why they keep blowing out.
Oh, I am such a dick. I honestly, here I fucking diatribe for
I can't help it.
I thought you were smiling for a reason. I thought you were smiling because I was like, and it was getting me into it because I'm like, she's smiling because I'm making sense. I'm like, damn, this must be one of my best speeches ever.
I was really into it. I love hearing you talk. I'm a listener.
I mean, you kind of have to be with an asshole like me as your husband.
Not an asshole.
Oh my God. Yes, I am. We're all assholes. We're all diadomes. That's what we are.
Yeah.
The first thing that forms is the asshole.
Some of us just never grow out of it.
By the way, guys, you form first as a donut, and that hole in the middle is literally what becomes your asshole. And your mouth. So
it's like that statue we saw in that store the other day. Looks like a giant asshole on a stick.
Mm-hmm. CJ pretty much nails it. He says we cast spells because we feel like we need to release the last self and step into our future self where our desires are manifested in the new universe we step into. I don't know if you came up with that or if you got that from somewhere, but if you came up with that, I may have to quote that. If you didn't come up with that, whoever came up with that, listen to them. They know what they're saying.
You know what it is? It's like almost like you need to be able to like when you perform the spells, it's almost like giving yourself permission to let go and to be able to change.
Exactly. That's what walking to the sink to get a drink.
Otherwise, you have like inhibitions and all this other crap and doubt and everything. You do it, and you feel like you're able to just let it happen.
You let go, and that lets you shift into it. Because this is why I've been trying to tell you guys to understand how important ego transcendence is. Not because ego's bad. Ego's why you're here. It's fun. Ego's not a problem. But if you want to do magic, you need to learn to be able to step out of ego. You need to be able to transcend it, because ego is what locks you into a specific pattern. Because ego is a habit. Ego's not real. It's a habit. It's like picking your nose. It's like the psyche picking its nose. I'm D.H. Thorne. No, I'm not. D.H. Thorne is something I'm watching. That's why it helps to get in the habit, like I've been telling Jason. Talk about yourself in third person every now and then.
Real quick, I just need to say one thing also. I'm getting a little bit of lag and rubber banding. I don't know how the stream is faring. It might be just me and my connection.
Yeah, let us know, guys, if we're having that problem.
I'm on a wireless setup, so it could just be me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be that, but yeah, let us know, guys, if you're having any issues.
Our internet's been fucky today.
Yeah.
Again.
And we're actually getting close to the Rumble switch. We got about 20 minutes before the Rumble switch. So
before we do that, I want to show off a nice piece I got.
Yeah, one second. If you're listening to me now and you want to join us on the Rumble side, the link is in the pinned comment. Go to Rumble, make sure you're ready, make sure you're subscribed and ready to go. You don't have to have an account there to watch it, but you might want to, because we're going to be there regularly now. So go ahead, Camilla.
I have been looking for, I don't think I put it on social media other than the Discord chat. I've been looking for a nice statue.
Oh, I love this statue, yeah.
For the longest time, I'm talking like probably 5 years now, and all I ever came across was D&D stuff, which is either really small or overly, overdone to the point where it's like, oh, that's just a D&D statue, blah, blah, blah,
Looks cheesy or chintzy.
Very cheesy, very chintzy. Painted not the way you want it painted kind of shit. Well, there's a storefront on Etsy that I've bought multiple pieces off of, and they came up with this, and it is,
no, you're good. Go.
I can't tell which way because
right there. Up, you're good.
Back a little bit. There
you can zoom in. Yeah, zoom in.
Yeah.
Too. Zoom it in a little bit.
I finally have a Leviathan statue.
Go up and zoom in.
Yeah.
Up. Scroll it around. There you go. A little bit towards your head more.
Yep.
Up,
there we go.
Up. There you go.
I hate mirror shit,
Well, don't look at that. Just trust me. Just put it in front of your face and put your face in the camera and you're good.
Yeah.
Now go up and there you go.
It's just one. It's fucking badass, okay? I haven't used it yet because I've been sidetracked with this other thing.
Yeah, we've been having a little difficulty the last couple of weeks. But
what's really cool about it is on the inside, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, I didn't know that came off.
Yeah, it's two pieces. What
is that, Delamort?
Cool about this, and I don't know why I love it so much, but on the inside of the stump, it looks like a piece of bismuth inside.
Yeah, it's got that pattern.
And it's something about the bismuth with the tree and the dragon on top. It's just even cooler to me.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for, this is not non-spons, total non-spons. If you're looking for really cool
I like that,
stuff,
non-spons.
if you're looking for really cool stuff and it's not just like, demon related, Delamort has really cool shit. I have several of them
on Etsy.
Really
Delamort, Delamorte, I think it is.
Yeah. I don't think there's two L's in it. I'm pretty sure it's just the one L, like you said.
No, Raquel, she didn't make him. She found it. No, I wish we could make stuff like that.
I tried making molds. No, it didn't turn out well for me. I tried making silicone.
Jay Baldale has a question for you, Camilla. Okay. I don't know if you can read it or you want me to read it.
I dropped.
And it's broken.
I dropped my phone.
Don't drop the idol. Put the idol down.
No, the idol's down. Yeah, okay. He's down. Where is?
I mean, at least you haven't used it, so if it breaks, you just buy a new one. But
well, it's not exactly cheap either.
No.
Does Leviathan come through male or female to you? I see Leviathan as a male. Technically, he's supposed to be female, but I've always felt he was male to me.
Yeah, I mean, Leviathan's technically supposed to be... It depends on which tradition you go by. If you go with the more Sumerian concept, then Leviathan is basically Tiamat and would be the feminine, and Bahamut would be the masculine. But in the more Christian thing, everything's guys because it's all patriarchal. If you notice, there's no female anythings. Mm-hmm. It's all males pretty much, except for like Lilith. So if you're going with the more Christian angle, which Leviathan sort of comes from, then Leviathan is technically treated as a male. But here's the thing. I want to point something out that's important, okay? When I said it's patriarchal, that's only a part of the thing. That's only part of the issue. A lot of people today, this is almost getting into stuff for Rumble, but a lot of people today, because of the bullshit agenda of certain people, everything is being turned into various social division bullshit. Mm-hmm. And something you have to understand is there's a reason why the ancients ascribed things to one gender or both or neither. Now, in the more Abrahamic tradition, masculine spirits are always masculine. Why is that? Is it because they're patriarchal? No. It's because they're thinking of things in the yin-yang sense. So they are portrayed as masculine because they are the initiators of change. They are that which cause things. And the material world, by comparison, is the receiver. So in these ancient cultures, a lot of things, it's always a male god. It's always because it's the maleness is a representation not of a dick, not of the fact that they have a cock and they're a fucking man. That's the lowest idiotic interpretation there is. That's not even a caveman playing with a cell phone. That's an ape wiping its ass with a broken cell phone because it didn't know what it was. If you sit there thinking that they made the gods all guys with dicks because they were all hating women and shit like that, that's not to say that they didn't have problems with women and shit. That's only like the most childishly foolish misunderstanding you could make. Male energy is the initiator. Male energy is the cause. It's the first cause. And it must act upon the feminine. But the feminine isn't just the receiver. It's the inspirer. It's the come to me. You see? So they're equal. It's just that the male has that, okay, that thrusting, I hate to be perverse, that thrusting energy. The female has that receptive pulling energy. So this is why pretty much all deities are, not all, but usually masculine. And they're even masculine when they take on a female form. Look it up. Mm-hmm. Nice, Siege. Nice, Siege. Nice. Siege says, huh, weird. I usually let the female come first. As a gentleman should. Of course, that means you're part of the patriarchy. I don't know if you know that. If you go into the right corners of the internet, you are now a misogynist because you believe it's your responsibility to give a girl an orgasm. So therefore, you're a dirty patriarchy asshole. Just so you know, Siege, you're not actually being nice. You're actually being a dick by doing that. Just so you know. Obviously, those kinds of people can go fuck themselves. We're just saying. We're just saying. Whoever you are who thinks that way, please go away. Nobody likes you. Anybody who likes you, go away with them. Please just go away. Go take over Australia. Get that island going as a prison island again or something. Just leave the rest of us alone. We think you suck.
No, they need a whole other island all to themselves.
Oh my God.
Oh,
whoever thinks like that, I swear to God, if you're in this chat and you think that way, I hope you're offended. I hope you are
Fuck
super
right
offended.
off.
Fuck right off. Jay's like, bro, what? Bro, what? Gogo asked before if joining Rumble was hard. It's pretty much the same as anything. And like I said, you don't have to join it to watch the stream. It just makes it easier for you to keep track. So we're going to be going over to that in about 10 minutes.
It helps you stay subscribed, and yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're going to probably end around midnight our time. It may go a little over, but you know, we're only going to be committing to 2 hours tonight. But in the future, I will be trying to make this dual cast so that those of you who watch me on either one can stay, you know, wherever. And then I'll just switch over to the other one for the last half. A couple of the YouTubers I like do that because it lets them, you know, honestly, it lets them poach people from this service to a better one, for one thing. One thing that I will say Rumble needs is the ability to search for, like, videos. Just, I don't know if it goes, but if you do a search in Rumble, I think you get channels. I don't think you get content. I think you get channels.
It's more clumsy that way, yeah. Yeah,
I think it's clumsy that way, and I don't like that. I really hate it. If Rumble could get on that and give itself like an index search like you have for YouTube, please, we need it. That would make a huge, because then people will use it for other things besides just politics and crap.
And let me cast it to the TV easier.
Yeah, that too. But the more people use it, the bigger they get, and they'll eventually start being, I want them to compete with Rumble the way Coke and Pepsi are. I would love to see Rumble. I'd like to see BitChute and Rumble dominate, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, at least not yet. When we start going to the Rumble stream, I'll talk about some other stuff maybe, but maybe in the coming years it'll switch over. But
well, it's like Facebook. All these other things like Minds and stuff started up to try to compete with Facebook, and they all fizzled because nobody switched over.
I mean, they get used, but they just, they kind of fizzle.
There's not enough people switching over, so everyone goes back to Facebook.
And the reason most people are switching over is mainly because they're getting censored.
Yeah.
So all you're ending up with over there is one ideology, which is horrible. I hate that. Because I don't like using those others because I'm either surrounded by thumpers, if you know what I mean, or people that deserve to be maybe not banned off of things, but like I don't want to be around them, you know, Stormfronters and shit, you know.
Yeah, keep them in their own echo chamber where they can.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's okay because now we're in another kind of echo chamber. This one's worse in a way because it's not by your choice. It's by someone else's who's fucking, you know what I'm saying. So, yes, Go. There is censorship, but it's that normal kind where like, you know, no child porn. Like, do you consider that censorship? If you don't, I don't consider that censorship.
Nope.
So it's basically what the internet should be over there. You can talk about within reason any topic. You know, if you go over there going Hail Ziggy or whatnot, yeah, I'm sure you're going to get in trouble. There's probably channels that do, and they're probably fine. But I don't see them. It's pretty much just normal conversations, and we can talk about whatever. So you don't have to use, like over here, I can't say certain words. I've got to use code words. You know, over there I can say what I want.
It's like one of the YouTubers we watch with the review brigading. He uses brigading instead of. I don't even know if I should say the word on here.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. You got to use like Creole over
censorship.
Here. Remember in 2020, I couldn't say that thing that sounds like you're talking about an egg with an ovid in it. No, I had to say the coof.
Yep.
I can't talk about certain doctors on this channel here because then suddenly my stream gets taken to shit. And over there, I can talk about that person, that verboten person.
And a lot of the code words, they start getting censored too.
Yep. They have algorithms that figure all this stuff out. So at some point, you got to ditch. You just have to. So let me see, time-wise.
10:56.
Yeah, so it's probably going to take me a minute to bug fix. But we'll be over there shortly. In about 5 minutes, we'll be switching over. And we'll finish on that stream. So hopefully I see everybody over there. tonight's a little bit of a small stream anyway. We're only on 20 some odd people tonight. So hopefully we see everybody over there. You can always have it ready to go. It might take a minute or two before it actually gets clicked on. Yeah, Ninurta says most people he knows have already left to Rumble. And I think that's the right thing to do. I was just kind of holding out hope that I could eke out something here because, look, I'm approaching, what, 7,600 subscribers here?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a ton, but for me, that's a lot. And, you know, unlike some people who are really focused on certain kinds of content, you know, like Behemoth X, he doesn't have anything to worry about. He doesn't say anything really controversial for them. In fact, they like to promote satanic stuff because it gets under the skin of the right wing. Mm-hmm. So I remember I was flying high because I was talking about stuff that aligns with them a little bit because it's anti Western civilization, basically, if you really want to know. And not that I am, but it's in alignment with that comparatively, compared to like the other stuff anyway. So they didn't have a problem with me until 2020 when I came out openly supporting a certain orange guy and openly, you know, having certain opinions. And I didn't lose many people of my fans. I lost some, yes. There was I did get maybe 10 or 20% of my following, you know, had weird remarks about it. I think I lost on Facebook, I went from like 3,500 followers to like, keep in mind, I never accept friend requests over there anymore because I fucking hate it because it's a pain in the ass. I'd rather just people follow me if they want. Mm-hmm. I went from like 3,800 friends to like, remember, this is like 3 years ago. Over 3 years, I want to give you guys the right impression here because if you look at my friend requests, I have like 2,000 of them. I never bother with it. I should, but there's too many. I go through, it'll take me like an hour. I'll scroll because I want to avoid trolls and haters. So I don't look for, I look for, do they have like ridiculous comments there that I know we're going to clash? Like if something political, like do they have some woke nonsense on there that I just won't accept it. And so I got to go through. It takes forever to see what I'm dealing with because I got to scroll through a day or two of their shit because I don't want an asshole in my thing because then I got to end up blocking them anyway. So rather than go through all that, I'm just very picky. And so I maybe accept 5 or 10 friend requests a week on Facebook out of like 100 plus that I'll get in a week. So it just builds and builds and builds and builds. And so it went down to around 3,000 from 3,800 or so. And it sucks because it's just, what do? Do I have to just accept everybody? And then I treat Facebook, my main profile, as my own space where I want only people that I get along with to follow me. If you don't like me or you like me but you don't agree with me, you want to follow my public page, the regular page, you want to follow YouTube or whatever, that's fine. Unless you're disruptive, welcome. I don't care. But if you want to be on my Facebook page, I have rules about how you interact with me. I just had somebody the other day was like total snarky dick after like years of being friends on Facebook. I thought I knew them and they just like had this bug up their ass. And I gave them a chance and I'm like, fuck it, block. I don't give a shit. Like you're just a name to me, guys, unless I know you like Siege or something, just a name.
It's not worth the headspace.
It's not worth the headspace. No. So I just block people when they're a dick. I don't, I give them a chance. Don't get me wrong. I don't just, they offended me, I must block them. No, I give them a chance. I'll make sure that they meant to. But as soon as I realize that they meant it, you're goodbye. Fuck you. Fuck you. So, yeah. So anyway, George, welcome. We're about to go to Rumble. So you logged in at just the right moment. We're going to Rumble pretty much right now. So we're going to pick up on Rumble, and I'm getting the bug up my ass, so I'll start talking about the things that give me a bug up the ass. Somebody fill George in on how to get over to Rumble. Excuse me, George, the linked comment, the pinned comment, it's also in the description of the video, has the link to the Rumble, and we're going to be doing the stream from there starting in about a minute. So everybody who's watching here, I want to thank you for joining me on the YouTube side of things. And those of you who are watching this on the reruns, make sure you follow the link in the description and check out the Rumble stream, which will be starting in, I would say, within 5 minutes. So go over there. It might even be like within a minute, because it takes me a minute to flip everything over. So, all right, I'll see you guys there. Bye.